Good morning, mister. My name is Sebastián Rodriguez Ricardo, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my lesson plan about my didactic unit that I proposed for this workshop. In this case, I'm going to be explaining the short part, and I'm gonna start with the general objective. So the idea is that by the end of this unit, the students will be able to demonstrate an understanding of the animals, habits, and develop English literacy skills. They also have to be able to describe different habits and the animals that are in this kind of habits. So the specific objectives are that they gotta be able to identify different type of animal habits, including, for example, forests, oceans, deserts, and grasslands. Expand their vocabulary related to animals' habits, and comprehend and discuss stories about animals and their habits. Then the last one is that they can use descriptive language and adjectives to write short descriptions for an animals. So the vocabulary, the subject content that I'm gonna be explaining in this lesson, in this didactic unit, is gonna be the animals and their habits, as I told you before. So the vocabulary that I'm gonna be using here is the habitat, forest, ocean, desert, grassland, nest, adaptation, camouflage, ecosystem, predator, prey, migration, and hibernation. So let's gonna continue with the next part. So about the grammar and uses for this lesson, I'm gonna be using two main grammar aspects of the linguistics through this topic, that is the present simple and the adjective. In the present simple tense, the idea is that they use it to describe some actions or facts about the animals. For instance, they can say that the polar bear lives in the Arctic. With adjective, the idea is that they use this word for describe characteristics about these animals. So about the language skills that are going to be implemented in this lesson is the vocabulary building, the reading comprehension, and the creative writing. Continuing with the next part, the materials that are gonna be needing. This lesson plans is thought to be developed in a classroom, in a place where, for example, the teacher have different devices. For example, a video beam, a speaker, and in some cases maybe the teacher can have an intelligent board. But the most important here are the video beam and the speaker. Then we're gonna be using some flashcards it could be about the animals or the habits, and then we're gonna be using the notebooks and the pencils and the other materials that they have in the classroom. So first of all, for a warm-up, we're gonna have a reading comprehension. We're gonna be reading a short passage about an animal and its habit. For example, in this lesson plan, I propose about the lion in the African savannah. After reading, you're gonna have a question of comprehension to check if the students caught the information that we want them to caught. For example, we can ask where does the lion live. We can start doing little questions or pragmatic questions, and then through a mind map, because I don't know, but for me, these graphic organizers help us to organize the information, but in a better way, because with the mind map, the student can not only create like the diagram, they can also put pictures, they can also do drawings, and the students maybe in this race they are not used into the use of the rule. So a mind map is easier for them because they're not gonna be needing a rule. So the idea is that they create a mind map about what they have learned before in the reading about the lion. So this is gonna be up to all the students. Is about their creative and how they implement the strategies and the tools that they were learning before. The methodology is, of course, reading comprehension, building vocabulary, and for the part of the building vocabulary, the professor will show a flashcard like this, with the name, of course, with the pictures and the name of the animals. And then the teacher is gonna be given some adjectives that we can use, but not the common adjective that we use. For example, that big, green. We're gonna be trying to use new adjectives. For example, formidable, Here we have a bat. We can say that the bat is nocturnal, it's wing. Here we have another one. Let me show you. Here we have a bear that we can say that the bear is majestic, is hulking, is ferocious. Here we have a beaver. We can say that it is industrious, is dam building, aquatic. What else? Here we have, for example, the bison, that we can say that he is massive and shaggy, and something like this. Well, the idea is that these flashcards are gonna be pasted in all of the walls of the classroom for giving a better idea to our students about the name of new animals, because they are used to the normal animals that we can explain in a normal classroom, in a normal class. That will be, for example, the fair animals: dog, cat, bird, parrot, snake, pig, cow. No, and I would like to give to my students something different for them, something new. For example, here we have a boar. Here we can say that this is an aggressive animal. Also, there is a wild animal. The badger, that is tenacious, is burrowing. And the idea is to explain to our students how they can use this adjective and for describe these animals. Then we're gonna be moving to the second part, that is the creative writing, where they're gonna use the grammar about present simple and adjective. The idea is not just to explain them the structure about using a formula as all the teachers do on the board, like, well, for create a sentence in present simple, we need to use a subject, a verb plus complement. No, the idea is to give them real situations where they can use the present simple or where they can use the adjective for describe these animals. So the idea is that the teacher is going to give to the students a prompt. So I'm gonna say, imagine you are a bear living in the forest. So if you are a bear, you are gonna imagine that you live in a forest, and you're gonna try to write a short paragraph about how will be your daily routine in that forest, being, for example, a bear, or being a badger, or being a boar, or being a bison. It is gonna be up to the students to choose the animal, the best animal of their preferred animal that they want. Then an important part for our classes is the assessment. In this case, for example, if I have like 10 or 14 students, I will try to do a writing assessment. But in this case, the assessment is gonna be guided by the participation and the direct observation that the teacher did. For example, through this lesson, the idea is the student participate, try to promote some different new words or some different ideas about how can we describe or how can we use the present simple. And in the writing assessment, the students will be evaluate not only the content, but how they use the language, how they use their creative or their ability to write descriptive paragraph about animals and about a daily routines, because this is the topic that we're gonna be developing in this lesson plan. So, as I told you before, teacher, that the next part is the resources and the bibliography. And here I propose some pages where we can support our activities, we can use them in our class. I propose the flashcards, also about the fascinating facts about lions, some interesting facts about lions, because the idea is to count the attention of the student, not just putting reading a paragraph and just read and answer the questions. No, the idea is, for example, to count the attention of the student. For example, hey, do you know that the lion used to do this? Did you know that the lion, I don't know, his size is about something like that? So this web page use these fascinating facts, fun facts that we can use with our students. Then I propose a little worksheet about present simple and the presentation that is gonna be used by Canva. So teacher, thank you so much for your attention, and I hope that this lesson plan was good for you. So see you next time. Thank you a lot. Good morning, mister. My name is Sebastián Rodriguez.